1.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Episode 11.
Episode 11. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37. Hi.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy on Ravelry, and Penny Wendy 2 on Spark People. And thank you to the person who friended me on Spark People. I forget the name now, but yay! Yay!
Yay!
And I just wanted to report to all people who are on the weight loss journey that during my 2 weeks in Germany, where I ate like I was training for some kind of Olympic eating event, I only gained 8 ounces. So I am very proud of myself.
Yay.
Yes.
You should be.
Yes, because this means that if I ever get into a maintenance phase, that as long as I don't eat like, you know, some kind of crazy person and I exercise, then I'll be able to maintain. So that was really good. And I also wanted to comment to Elena. Hi, Elena from Germany, who commented on the food in Germany. She assures us that regular people in Germany do indeed eat vegetables. And I wanted to say, Elena, my husband and I suspected it because the people that we saw in Germany, the regular people that live there, did not appear to have any kind of obesity problem the way that they do in the United States.
Yeah.
But we figured out why the food was like that, because we went to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, and we went to Rothenburg, and we went to Munich,
I'll travel.
and we went to Frankfurt, and all of those places are tourist places, and so the major restaurants are going to cater to the traditional German meal that people from other countries are expecting to get, and all of that food is really heavy, and a part of it's because Germany was based on farming, and farmers fed their kids
what they had
heavy meals to stick to their
Yeah.
ribs because they worked so hard and they needed the calories. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I think probably if you ate out in a restaurant in the U.S. every day, it would be just as heavy because...
Oh, yeah, well, you get your burgers and your, that's
steaks.
true, too.
Yeah, so, but yes, for people who are traveling in Germany, they do indeed eat vegetables, but it's hard to find them in the restaurants. And I also just wanted to say that I personally really love German food. My dad's side of the family is German, but 10 days in a row,
You can't love it that much.
It's too much. You can only eat fried food and sausage so much in 10 days. But, yeah, Elena, thank you for commenting on that. I'm so glad to hear it. We suspected it, but you couldn't tell from the restaurants. All right, I'm done with that.
I also want to just jump in. My husband's home for the week, and we've been working on the house a little bit. Our stairs, ripping up carpet on our stairs and fixing the stairs. It's almost a 100-year-old house, and the codes back then are not the same as now. So you may hear some noise. It's my husband with the drill and a few other things.
He was hammering earlier. You might hear that.
Yeah, and we also have a neighbor that's mowing the lawn, and I'm sorry, my hair is a mess.
It is what it is. And my hair's a mess too. Don't
I know, but it's just sticking up. It's driving me insane. You know, especially the sun from this window is just... Right on. All right. Anyways,
we don't look good today. Routine. Just ignore our hair.
I worked last night. I have an excuse.
Yeah, she's exhausted. I got no excuse. Oh, I'm going to talk about this later, but I think I am losing my mind, and I'm very concerned about it. Oh. You go first today because I went last week.
So on the dance card this week, I still have the Mountain Ash. It's on a love this week. Sorry, I was focused on other things. It's by Kate Gagnon Osborne with Debbie Bliss Alpaca Silk. You'd think I'd know this by now. I've been knitting on it for 4 weeks now. On US 6, 4mm needles, no love. It's I'll show it to you just so that you remember what it's like. And I think I just took...
Did you just take it off the...
just one stitch. That's not bad. So I'm getting there. I have like 1.5. You can kind of see the halo maybe a little bit. Yeah,
you're keeping this for yourself, right?
I'm planning on it because when I put on Starlet Stella's,
it was so nice.
It really is like a hug, a portable hug. And you know what? I need that sometimes.
One. I know. I'm making sure you keep it for yourself.
Thank you.
That's my job.
Yeah, no. You know what? I don't feel right giving it away when someone gave me the yarn.
Good, because you need to make something for yourself.
I'm also jumping on the bandwagon, as we all know, everybody is, on that Summer Shawlette.
You know what, I should just show mine at the same time.
Yeah, Mystery Summer Shawlette. I'm doing mine in Sundara sock yarn, Tuscan Rose over Lemon. Or is it lemon? No, it's Tuscan rose over lemon. I'm going to show the center stitch.
And I'm doing mine in Spirit Trail Fiberworks Alexandra. There's no name for the colorway. Why does yours look so much bigger than?
Because I'm stretching it, and I'm
I
on a needle size bigger too.
Oh, you are. And yet, Sheila's a tight knitter.
Yes.
Here's some with the.
So I'm just going to show. Yeah, that's a good view. Yeah, that's some of the other. All right, you show yours.
Mine's got, it's kind of a green and blue and purple, very subtle colorway. I love this yarn.
Let me see.
Isn't it boingy?
It is boingy, boingier than mine, but I think it's because yours is on a smaller needle than mine.
I don't know, I just really love it.
I like my shawls on a size 6, and you know, where they say gauge doesn't really matter on a size 6, I like it on a size 6.
I'm doing it on a size 5.
I love knitting this, and I love
Sundara base, isn't it?
Well, for some reason, I'm done with Chartoon as well as you, and actually, the new clue comes out today, Thursday.
Yes.
For the long weekend. But what I like about this, and she suggested not variegated, but where this is variegation in similar color families.
It's very subtle.
It's very subtle, but
mine is
every now and again you get a pop of color. I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good, whether it's the yellow or the rose color.
I feel that way about this little pop of green blue.
Yeah.
It's very subtle. I don't know if you can see it on our crop camera, but where is it? It's right here. It's like this olive greeny blue that pops up. I like that too.
Yeah.
That's why I like knitting with variegated yarn.
And that right here is the little orangey.
That bright orange.
Yeah, I just like seeing that come by, and it's really pretty. So I'm really excited about how this is looking. I've never done a shawl with this construction, but I'm only recent to shawls. So
I was going to say about that. I had some comments about that. This is my first ever knit along where I'm actually knitting along. Because Sheila did that citron thing with me, but she didn't knit it.
I'm doing it now with that thing pretty much.
And then this is also my first mystery shawl. I've never done a mystery shawl.
Never done a mystery shawl. I have, however, done mystery socks.
This is my first Wendy Knits shawl pattern ever.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've never done socks or anything.
I like her.
And this is the first time that I've used this Spirit Trails Fiberworks.
It's a bunch of firsts for you.
I know, and I am just going to tell you that I love this yarn.
I really love the pattern, and for some reason the clues seem to go quick, don't they?
Yeah, but I'm nervous. The next clue is going to have 72 rows.
Yeah, but it keeps going down. And
I know.
And I don't think the clue after this is until next Thursday either, so we're going to have a full week.
Well, I'm going to need it because I have a lot to get done.
So my next on the needles is a blast from the past. You haven't seen it since episode 1.
It's back!
It's back! It's out of hibernation! It's the Soroyan out of my Malabrigo lace. Doubled. And yeah,
there you go.
How's that? Is that good? Can you see the, oh, there you go. There's the leaves.
Yes, very pretty.
So to show you
soft.
how much it is soft, this is held double because I just want to get rid of it. And at one point when I started it up again, I was contemplating ripping it out again.
Oh, no, it's been.
But I'm like, no, I'm not. And today, not today. Oh, excuse us. Hold on. So, I decided to continue to knit on this because I actually really enjoy it. Once you get started, Wendy's going to loan me her needles because I'm using really, really dull Susan Bates, which is great for hats and stuff, but not for this. So I ended this week doing 6 leaves. So this is completely doable. What I'm planning on doing, I've already measured how many increased leaves I did and how much ounces it weighed.
Yeah.
I want to use this all up so it's going to hopefully be a super long scarf.
Cool.
And then do the decreases. But I think I did a couple of screw-ups on the increase row, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be completely perfect. As long as I end with 11 stitches, I'll be okay. So yeah, this is done with Malabrigo lace, held double, US 6, 4 millimeters, and apparently all my projects are on US 6s in various lengths. I have, I think, a 32 or a 40, 24 inch, 16 inch, everything.
I lent her one of my new Addie laces, so she can also review it when we're done trying it out. I'm going to use mine on something else.
Yeah,
a different size on something else.
I think that's it for on the dance card. I'm really trying to plug and get this done so that, because my thing is I'm not going to cast on anything new until this is done.
I just love.
It's really soft. It does pill a little because it's already pilling in the balls.
Malabrigo.
But it's pilling in the balls already, which is funny. But I'm okay with this, and somebody already laid claim to it.
Who?
My little man.
Oh. That's
he goes,
so
who's
nice.
that for?
I made the similar pattern. What was the name of that pattern?
Cedar
Cedar
Shawlette.
Shawlette for my mother, and I want to make another one.
Yeah, the Cedar Shawlette's construction is you knit it lengthwise and you do short rows, right?
And then you do the border
similar
at the
to
end.
what I'm doing on my Mountain Ash, where you do the border one leaf at a time.
The edge. Yeah, it was fun.
And this is fun too. This is a free pattern.
Yeah, I know. I might try this one so I can compare the
what you can do on this one is you can end up making this a shawl if you want by just keep increasing and then say doing 5 leaves and then decrease.
Right.
She has it written so that you can weigh your skein in the middle and start decreasing it, similar to Bacchus and all that.
That's cool.
So I wanted this more of a scarf, and if my little man takes it, it will be a really big scarf for him. But it is soft,
well,
and
then it will last.
This would probably keep me. I would probably wear this because I like the pop of color.
Yeah, I also like how soft it is. I love Malabrigo. I just don't like the pilling.
And on a scarf, it's okay. On a sweater, I can
understand. It's too high maintenance.
But I think I would keep this just to add a pop of color with whatever coat you're wearing. So
that's pretty.
I've talked enough about
Love
this.
it.
I do too. I'm glad I pulled it back out, and it's a shame that I let it sit for so long.
All right. So is that it for you?
That is it. 3 on the needle, I think, is my max.
All right. Well, I already told you about the Wendy knits. I showed it with Sheila, so I won't skip that. The other thing that I'm working on, I got a little progress from last week, is the Mad Color Weave sock. You can see that I have, which side is the heel done on?
What do you mean, what side is the heel done on?
I turned the heel partially.
That's right here.
Oh, I see. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up on this side. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh. I'm like, what are you talking about?
So, let me just tell you about this. This is Mad Color Weave Socks by Christine Lauren. The pattern is free on Ravelry. I'm using a US 2 2.75 millimeter. US 2 is what I usually make socks in because US 1, it's too small. I don't know.
Yeah, but how do they wear? Isn't it like, no, never mind. Well, I would think it would just be too loose in general, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know. I think I knit sock yarn tight or something because it works for me.
That's cute.
This pattern has actually 4 sizes and it's cuffed down, so it's really handy for people who have bigger or smaller feet than the average sock.
The eye of partridge
I
heel.
know, it has an eye of partridge heel. This is a different kind of heel than I've ever done. When I did the decreasing on the, I don't know if you can see it. Do you see it? There we go. It's just like a strip, a rectangular strip.
Oh,
do you see that?
Oh, is that what
It doesn't get bigger. You always have 11 stitches in the middle, which I thought was interesting. I've never done it that way. It's like a little rectangle. So
you can see it on the pattern page. It really shows off.
It's different.
And I have to honestly say, I mean, that looks gorgeous, and I love the sock yarn, but when you see it in the solid that she displays it with the beautiful blue, it's a
beautiful pattern for solid, and I like it for this. I love the way the eye of partridge shows up on here.
I do too.
And the thing that I like is the eye of partridge continues down underneath this part of the heel, which is where I get a lot of holes, and I think it will wear better. I've never had a pattern where you continue to do slip stitch underneath. I don't think it'll be chunky or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I turned that heel and I'm working on the heel flap on this side, and this came up at my knit night, but I am working them on 145, 46 inch knit picks, 2 at a time magic loop, which is how I like to do socks, because if I don't knit them both at the same time, I'll never knit the second sock.
I'm not like that.
It takes a little longer, but I'll get them both done because I have to.
Yeah, the only reason I will do 2 at a time nowadays. It's just to make sure I have enough yarn. I like the little mini projects that, when I'm done with one, I feel like I'm a mini project. I've never had
like
a second
that.
sock syndrome issue. So
I do. I don't know. I'm not, socks and I have kind of a weird relationship. Like, I like the idea of knitting socks, and I do enjoy some sock patterns, but I can only knit like one sock every 6 months or so. I don't know. I'm just not, it's like I get tired of them. I'm really a sweater project kind of a person. Yeah, you really are. Although I think shawlettes are coming in as a close second. I'm really enjoying that. I like the, it's quicker. Big, but it's shorter than a sweater.
Well, and it was
and there's lace.
I was going through my sock stash again, trying to put some clothes away too, because that's where my sock stash was, is in a bureau. And it just, every time I open up that drawer, I'm like,
I know. I'm happy about shawlettes because it's a way for me to use up my sock yarn without knitting socks.
And there's so many out there that variegated, solid, whatever you have, you can find something for them.
And I am asking my husband for a sock machine for Christmas. So.
Yeah, if you get a sock machine for Christmas, or if Diane and Oz gets
she figures it out.
Figures hers out, I can get rid of 5 skeins right there. And then
I know. That's what I'm going to be doing. So that's it for Mad Color Weave. I'm really enjoying it. I am having, this is my weird thing, I'm having this weird knitting problem. I plurked about it. I had to rip out the back of the heel flap. All you're doing on the heel flap is slipping and purling on one side and knitting across. It's not rocket science. I had to rip that out 11 times, I think.
Really?
I think I'm getting senile. I just was doing it wrong. Like, I would do it like 10 rows and look down and I'd be like, I'm doing it wrong.
Oh, see, at that point, that wouldn't bother me. I would just keep it.
Oh, no, it bothered me. I had to keep ripping it back. I mean, I'll tell you something about perchance to dye sock yarn.
Oh, okay.
You can rip it back 11 times and it doesn't get all messed up. And the other good thing is it's very grabby. So when you're ripping out on a sock, the little stitches don't suck through and drop. So if you're going to have to rip out a lot, use this sock yarn because it's really good. But I'm losing my mind. And that brings me to the Wendy Knits shawl, which I showed you earlier, but I forgot to say this. I was commenting on our group about how when I first cast on and did the first row of the chart A, I was short by 2 stitches and I couldn't figure it out and I ripped it all back, and that's when I realized that you're supposed to knit 7 repeats of chart A, do a center stitch, and then 7 more repeats of chart A. It's a mirror image shawl with a center stitch. And thank God somebody on the group mentioned that they had done the wrong thing. And then Sheila said she had done it. So if you are out there and you tried casting on for the mystery shawl and your numbers came out weird, even though you cast on 241, read the directions.
I was just going to say, because it's all there in the directions. You just got to make sure you read them all.
I didn't read the directions.
And it was definitely knitter error, not designer error.
No.
She claimed to one error and she fixed it, but it was definitely a knitter error.
I will show you exactly why I did it wrong. This is chart A right here. Okay. And it says on chart A, 12 stitch repeat. I read that as 12 repeats. So I was like, that's a lot of repeats. So I just kept going.
No, my problem was I didn't read.
Oh, I didn't read the instructions at all.
Stitch pattern 7 times, work across remaining 16 stitches, and then repeat. I just read 7 times and continued. I'm like, I'll get to it. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's more than 7 times.
There's a whole paragraph right here that I just was like, work chart A. Okay. I didn't read any of the words afterwards.
Well, and chart
now
B.
Now I'm reading.
Well, chart B, she tells you make sure you read, because chart B, you have to, if you're using stitch markers, which I do, that's the only way I can.
You have to move them around.
You have to move them around, which was easy enough to do.
I'm only using stitch markers around the center stitch. Otherwise, I would knit right over it.
But I'm using stitch markers everywhere because that's how you do it. That's how I do it, and that way I can count and find out exactly where and I've already screwed up and forgotten yarn overs, but yarn overs are so easy to fix if you catch them.
I have ripped back the Wendy Knits a couple of times because I kept forgetting what row I was on and just knitting some made up pattern, and then eventually I would notice that it wasn't matching up. But it's all a part of this weird. I want to blame it on jet lag, but I've been home a week, so I don't think that's it.
I will say I'm really proud of myself. I uploaded her chart B to my iPad, and I was able to knit
Off the iPad.
off the iPad.
Yeah, I like doing that.
But I like to have, the shawl. I mean, some sort of Post-it note on my chart.
Oh.
But and yesterday I went to Staples to buy more printer ink so that for the next clue I can have it because I'm not going to be doing it.
Yeah, I on a short chart like that, I don't usually use a marker.
That was a short
But on
chart.
the next chart where
we'll
there's going to be 72 rows, I'm going to have to use
Yeah.
tape. And we'll talk about that next episode because I have a couple of ways that I mark my charts. We should talk about that.
Yeah,
Give tips.
Idea.
Tips for people. Okay. Sure. So anyway, Mad Color Weave, yay. It's going well. Roly Poly Cat, still no love. I have to deal with that. I'm going to deal with that.
How about...
Summer Zen Sweater, no love, but I am going to start working on it. In fact, I'm going to bring it on our trip this weekend because it is plain knitting. Me.
Oh, all right.
We'll talk about that after the show.
Well, the reason is you don't want me to drive my car. We probably wouldn't get home.
No. We're not going in your car. But Summer Zen Sweater, I am going to put that on my Addies. So that'll be what I'll test it out. And when we're more along the way with our projects, we will give you a review on the Addies, and it will be from 2 people, so it will be better than 1. And then that's it for me on the needles right now. I don't have anything else actually on the needles. So,
all right.
Rate your date.
Rate my date. I got 1. I finished my toe-up socks that I thought I was going to rip, but I didn't rip. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do. This is toe-up. I used Wendy Johnson's, I want to say my version of Wendy Johnson's original toe-up sock. She used to do it with the short row toe. Well, I now do it with Judy's Magic cast-on toe. Let's face it, who needs to do provisional cast-ons for a toe?
Yeah.
And then I did a short row heel. So this is what it is. I used all of the skein. Here's my other one.
That's literally how much she has left over.
And I broke these in half. I have, a yard?
Yeah.
And see on here where it stops?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's below my ankle. These are either going to be house socks or I'm going to take out the cast-on row and find some yarn to continue. But you know what? They'll probably just be house socks.
She has an issue.
They're
a different type of yarn.
Yeah, I do, because it's got to be the same base. I couldn't even care less about the color. It has to be the same base. That's my issue. She has her issues. I have
What kind of yarn is it?
It's Louette Gems fingering. It's
got
got a weird,
Louette.
That's all right. You know what?
If I had some Louette, I would give it to you.
I probably will just keep these as house socks, or my son probably will steal them.
Do you have any of Kim's yarn, the pink and yellow yarn left over?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, because that was on Louette base.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I do. But I'm sure if I looked around hard enough, I have enough scraps. I don't think I care that much is really what it's going to come down to. These will probably just be some house socks. If I wear them with shoes, yeah, they'll end up being down to here on my foot.
Yeah, because they'll suck under.
Maybe Max might like them. My son he keeps wanting me to knit him socks. I'm like, dude, you fit into mine. Wear mine until you outgrow them. And he has. He wore my tiger
the tiger
socks, and I'm waiting for him to outgrow them so I can get them back. So yeah, this is my only...
You can knit new ones with your Zenzi.
Yes, he'll probably grant those too. Knowing him. So yeah, this is my only finished date. It's really simple and easy. Once I got in the mojo of knitting socks, it went quick.
You know, she's a big Wendy Johnson fan. The first time I ever heard of Wendy Johnson was from Sheila, because she's like done.
I read
her
blog.
And, but I bought her sock book.
Yeah.
She has a sock book that tells you all the different. I can't remember which one it is, but it's the one that gives you the sock recipes for all the different styles. Book. That's a really good book.
Yeah.
I've used that quite a bit when I don't like.
Your mom uses her
toe up.
But not with the short hair. It's a heel with the difference or something like that. I know, and that's the same pattern I use for my tiger socks. Pattern. Yeah, it's she writes good patterns.
Yes, so I recommend her books.
And she put out a new shawl, the swirly shawl. I want to buy, and I think I'm going to do my wool mice in that one.
Well, I'm enjoying the mystery shawl, so
yes,
yay, Wendy Johnson. All right,
that's it for my
that's it for
dates.
her.
Yeah.
Mine, you've seen this last week, but I blocked it. I haven't woven in the ends because I'm lazy. It's the Ginkgo shawlette. And I think it came out really pretty. I don't know if you can see it very well. Oops.
Pull it up a little more. So
there. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It really is a shoulderette shawl. I would not be able to wear this on my body. Oops. That end. It's pretty. Um, they do give you instructions for making it larger. And if I had been knitting with something other than my bamboo crazy thing, I should bring those in and show them because they're so bad. My crazy Chinese bamboo needles, I would have increased it, but I couldn't stand the thought. So it smells good. I did it with Ravelry Unleashed.
Oh.
What is the name of that?
Isn't it Ravelry?
Soak.
And you mean
Soak.
the name brand? I'm sorry.
The name brand is Soak, and it's Ravelry Unleashed scent.
Yeah.
Love it.
I go for the economically inexpensive.
I have
Woolite.
like every kind of soak.
I go for Woolite. That's what I sell.
I like the way Woolite smells too.
Well, the only one I could find at the time I needed it was unscented. So
I really like this yarn.
I like how
it blocked out. I would make this shawlette again.
I think I might have to. I like how the leaves kind of intertwine. Yes. I really like that look.
It's really pretty. I think this is a very wonderful. There we go.
I was going to say, you just had it. Yeah, I really like how the leaves intertwine on that.
I do too, and it was very simple pattern to follow. I didn't really have to pay attention to the chart that much, which I like.
What you wanted.
Yeah, for traveling it was perfect, and it's really easy to make it bigger. She tells you just have to add a certain number of stitches so that the edging works out right. Oh. And I could have added a lot more, so the next time I make this, because
you should have brought the leftovers just so that we could have seen.
You know what? They were in my bag, but then I took them out this morning. I had quite a bit left. I should weigh it and find out exactly how much, but this is going to go...
I have a scale, so we can certainly weigh it and put it in the show notes later.
That's a good idea. I can weigh it when I get home. I have a scale too. So this is going to go in my pile.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to keep it for myself.
That's not... Just the way you were putting it on, I don't think it's big enough for you.
I don't know if it's big enough for anybody.
Well, maybe a little girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put it in the pile. It's pretty, but I don't think I will wear it. I like mine to have a little more.
She became a process knitter.
So yeah, today I'm a process knitter. But that's it for Rate My Date, and I already rated it last week. But 2 thumbs up. I would do it again. That was a fun little affair. I liked it a lot. I would do that one. I'd hit that again.
You'd hit that again.
I'd hit that again. Yeah.
So on to future dates, and I'm vowing not to cast on anything until I at least get one of the other things off the needle. And since we know the mystery shawl is a certain length of time.
What is the length of time?
2 more clues, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm
Good
not
to know.
sure.
I didn't even know
2 or
about
3
it.
more. So the next thing that I am going to cast on, because I've had this marinating for this particular pattern for a while, is called Spring Forward. It's from Knitty.
Have you done that sock before?
Nope.
No. You've talked about doing it.
I've talked about it for years.
Yeah.
So it's Spring Forward. It's a free pattern on Knitty. And I don't know, I think I got the yarn before the pattern came out or something, but I want to do it in this yarn. And it was skeined, and I've already separated it into 2 separate balls. It's Sock Pixies Vegan sock yarn.
Yeah.
It's cotton in another blend. That's all it says. But it looks like it's a boucle or whatever it's called. It's got a little bit, I think, of an elasticity to it. When you see it knit up, yeah, I know. It doesn't knit up with this little bump. Yeah.
It comes out flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this particular base that she used is discontinued, but I guess she's brought it out. I don't know, when I saw this color.
It's very springy.
Yeah, it reminds you of spring. So it's very similar to the yarn that was used. So this is what I'm planning on doing.
Cool.
I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and I don't know why I haven't. I don't know. I got out of my sock knitting mojo.
We did a year of socks. I
don't think I did that either.
I didn't do a whole year.
I never follow through with anything like that.
I know.
I don't. I'm not. I just can't do that. You know why? It's because you're telling me I need to. It's like, well, I'm going to fight the system. But
this is my best year of knitting yet, where I just do whatever I want. It's
so
much better.
This is the year that we're talking about on our other group called the Crafty Bus. Come and join. It's really fun. But this year we're vowing to knit from stash. That's my vow from every year.
And my vow is to knit different stuff and not get it, because I did a year of socks.
sweaters.
And then I did a year of sweaters. And what I learned from this is that I'm better if I don't knit the same thing, the same type of object over and over again.
Well, I mean, it's one thing, like, I'm doing a couple of shawls. I really do like the shawls, but then you just start getting, you know, it's like throwing a sock in the mix, too, is kind of nice.
Yeah, I like to break it up. And also, I'm really an avid lace knitter now, so I would knit that all the time, and I'm afraid if I let myself do that, I would start to hate knitting lace, too. So I'm breaking it up.
You know, it goes to say for, you know, people say, why don't you sell it? Why don't you become a business of your knitting? For different reasons, but then, you know, the main one is
a job.
Well, then you wouldn't enjoy it.
You feel obligated.
Yeah.
Is that your only?
That's my only future. Well, one at a time. Oh, that's Sock Pixies Vegan Sock in colorway plus blue, I was told, because I had lost the label long ago, and somebody wrote to me saying that it was plus blue.
Oh, good.
Cotton and other fibers, and her newer vegan base says cotton with some elastic in it. So
cool. My only future date right now, which I'm going to do tonight, is the voodoo doll for Sean.
You gotta get that done.
Hi, Sean. No, I will get it done. I meant to do it last night, but because I had to rip that freaking sock heel out so many times yesterday, I was like, I am knitting until I turn one sock heel. So hopefully my knitting dysfunction is over. Maybe with crochet I won't have a dysfunction. I don't know. I seriously was thinking, okay, I'm 44 now. Am I going senile? Like, am I losing my mental acuity? I don't know.
No, you probably were distracted. Didn't you say?
I had a bad day yesterday. That's true. All right, but that's it for my future dates. Other than that, I have no real plans in my mind. I'm going to work on what I have on the needles for a while.
So on to crushes and heartbreaks. Yes. A couple of things I first want to say is, if anyone's watched the recent Knit Girls podcast, they're doing a contest called Just Because. And what you need to do is you have to nominate someone, either just because or give a reason. The person you know, if your thread is picked, the person you nominate gets a skein of yarn, and you, the nominee or the nominator or whatever it's called, gets a free pattern of your choice, which is great.
So it's kind of a pay it forward thing.
Yes, exactly. It's a pay it forward. Well, I want to thank Polly Jean. Paula is her real name. Polly Jean is her name on Ravelry, for nominating me. That's really sweet.
That was a good job.
It was, and I want to just say thank you.
Sheila could use nomination.
Yeah, everybody could use love.
Yes.
I also want to say thank you to Stephanie, Samurai Knitter on Ravelry, also does the Expectant Knitter podcast. She mentioned us on the show. She's a few episodes behind, so she was just mentioning how she liked the Claudia hat that I made. So I just wanted to say hi to Stephanie. She probably won't get this for a few weeks.
And it smelled like hazelnut.
Well, I don't know if she got to that point yet. That's why.
It's going to smell like hazelnut.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
I also want to show some of the toys from our Kinder Eggs.
Kinder Egg toys.
Oh, what happened to it? They come in these little yellow things. They're about this big.
Yeah.
And the eggs are about this big, and the little yellow thing, this comes in it. This is a piece of plastic that got folded up into a circle similar to this. These are just little pieces. I mean, they cram a lot into those little things.
They do.
But those little things, and I'll have to take a picture of them, remind me of Minions on Despicable
Me.
They
do. They look like
Minions. I want to color up
They're
one.
Minion shaped.
I want to color one as a Minion, and my son's
totally
looking at it. I have to. I'm like, paint blue jeans on it and an eye. I gotta put. It's gotta be a Minion
shaped, and they're Minion colored.
They are. So I got 2 of these. We got a little boat. I'm missing a sail, and one of these ripped. And, of course, Wendy had to help us put it together because I had no idea.
My husband and I were on the train for 45 minutes trying to figure out how to put this mask together because you have to kind of fold it on itself. It's like origami.
But you know what? The thing is this plastic is better than some of the stuff you get out of those Happy Meals.
I know.
And my kids love these things. And then this one my son got. It's a little ski house with a little snowboarder in it.
You shoot it out.
So it's a little snowboarder. You shoot it out. So that was our little things.
There it goes.
So that's another crush. In the notebook that I used to write, in the notebook that I used to write my show notes, because she prints hers on the computer and gives them to me, I found these pictures. So my son must have taken this notebook to him on a trip to California before Christmas. My husband and and him went to California for a wedding. Myself and Zachary didn't go because we knew he was on the transplant list. We didn't know when it was going to happen, so we didn't want to book plane tickets. As it was, I don't think he could have been able to go
No, because
anyways.
he got his transplant.
Well, he got it in October, and you
Short.
have to be at least 6 weeks. You can't see anyone. I mean, we were housebound for 6 weeks. Couldn't go to the mall. He could play with neighbors outside. Nobody could come in the house unless they were immediate family. We were strict.
Plus, there was the whole oxygen thing.
No,
that was gone by
that
then,
was gone
right?
by then, yeah. So I found these pictures, and so this is, I guess they had a photo booth. So this is Max and my nephew, Derek, over in California. And then this is my husband, Max, and his cousin over
Her
in
husband's
California.
the one in
The gold
yellow
hat.
gold hat.
Yeah,
Max has the glasses.
You might be able to tell because really, I think Zachary is the spitting image of my husband.
He
but,
is.
So yeah, I just thought these were cute. I found them. I'm going to show this one. Yeah, again, that really doesn't look like Max because he had long hair then.
No, it doesn't look like Max.
He had long hair then. So those are my couple of my crushes. Heartbreaks, Zachary. I know it's like beating a dead horse with him and repeating it, but it's not. They don't suspect that it's pseudo-gout.
See, first we thought it was gout.
Then we thought it was pseudo-gout, which is different crystals. Now they don't think it's pseudo-gout. They think it's definitely some arthritis, and this is what the guy said. A couple of things. First, he said, oh my gosh, not what I was expecting to find when I read his history. Zachary is not a typical looking,
you could not
chronic
tell.
medical condition kid. He is not sickly looking, and I think
if you couldn't see his chest, you wouldn't know that he had anything wrong with him.
Absolutely not. I mean, his hearing aids match his hair color and everything. So it's just, I get that so many times. Gee, this isn't the kid I was expecting. I'm like, I know. The second thing is he said, he has every right to have a unique disease. I'm like, good for you, Zachary. He goes, he's a unique kid. I'm like, yes, he is. But I'd also like him to just be a normal kid, and unfortunately we're not able to do that. So more testing, and hopefully we'll get an answer.
It's better for them to treat the arthritis when they know exactly.
Well, the good thing is I keep looking at it is, if it is a disease, it's not terminally.
No,
and let's face it, he's already got his heart condition, which he still has pulmonary stenosis from it. He's got the liver, which is a whole lifelong disease in its own. And now he's got this, and I just feel bad because he's in a lot of pain sometimes, and there's nothing I can do to help. And the only way to get rid of the pain is Tylenol with OxyContin, and that's a very hard narcotic, and I really don't want to give that to him as much as we don't need to give it to him.
I think once they're able to identify the process that's causing the arthritis, then they can find a really good treatment, and it won't be as bad as it is now. The problem is just when you have somebody like Zachary.
Well, that's the other part that scares me is if this is a new disease, then all of a sudden he becomes a guinea pig. And I don't want that. And I don't think they'll treat him like that because he's got so many other issues.
No,
the one thing they did talk about is if they find out what's going on, they want to talk with the transplant team and see if there's a medication that will work well for both so that he doesn't have to be on a lot of pills. And unfortunately, the liver team called and said his magnesium is still too low and he had to go on a magnesium pill twice a day. Do you know what those look like?
No.
You know how antibiotic pills are like this big, but rectangle? It's about that big, but circle.
Oh, man.
Now, he takes pills good, but I had to cut this in half, and I called last night while I was working and requested if they had any liquid, because I can't ask him to do that. It's hard. It's not coated.
I take 4 pills a day,
oh,
and it's a pain for me to take 4 pills a day at
Just
44.
a day?
I can't even imagine.
Now, do you do 4 pills a day or 4 pills?
A day.
Okay, so Zachary does on an average 9 pills morning and night, so that's about 18 to 20 pills.
Yeah, I know. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine taking 4 pills a day at the age of 7.
Drinks, because he's still new to taking pills, like one of these, at least 1.5 or 2 of these to take his pills. No wonder why when we go to bed you hear the gurgling or he gets up in the morning. So, I mean, gets up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom.
Crummy.
That's a lot. So.
But I feel like, you've got a really good team of doctors, and hopefully...
We do. We're really at one of the best hospitals
Children's Hospital in Boston.
It's really the best.
If you're ever doing any kind of charity work or donation work and you need to find an object for your charity, Children's in Boston is a really good place.
Any children's hospital. Really.
Yeah, that's true.
And
but if you're in Massachusetts...
next week I'm gonna suggest something else. I forgot to
Yes.
show it to you next.
All right, yeah. We'll
But
talk about
besides the point. So I also like to thank everyone who listens to my rant about my son. I really appreciate it. Because really, this is a knitting podcast, not a child podcast. But unfortunately, Zachary is the reason I knit.
Yeah, that's true.
I started after him, and you can tell, you know, I had this much done on my scarf because we were busy this week.
Yes. I got a call
Keeps me sane.
from the hospital again.
No, on my way home.
On the way home from the hospital. I mean, I'm like, what? What? You're still there?
It's yeah.
Anything else on crushes and heartbreaks?
No, I think that's it for crushes and heartbreaks.
I don't have a lot. I am crushing on that Spirit Trail Fiberworks.
Oh, good.
That's really good. And the other thing is, I want to tell everybody, my last week's crush was my new Addie needles. This is the European set. It's European because it was purchased in Europe. Those are the ones I'm lending Sheila. As I was casting on for the Wendy shawl, I got out the US 7. I like these because they have both the US and the European. And then I went to get the US 5. There's no US 5 in the European kit. You get a 4, a 6, all the way up to 10, and then you get a 10.75 and an 11. So instead of a 5, you're getting the 10.75. If you buy the US version, you will get 4 through 11 with just a 10. So, you know, it's no big deal. I still saved like $80 by getting them in Europe, and I can buy a tip, which I will probably do this weekend when we go to Webb's. I'll buy a US 5 tip. So, but I just wanted to warn people who might be thinking of ordering.
You could probably throw it in somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little pocket here, and there's this whole zip thing in the back, you know, whatever. I'll probably buy more tips as I go along anyway, because there are certain needle sizes, like she uses 6 all the time. I use 7 a lot, so I probably will need to buy a couple extra tips.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much 6 I... Well, you know what it is? It's the new... as I'm knitting shawls, that's what I like to do.
Yeah, and lace I usually use a 6 or a 7. So anyway, that's it, though. I just wanted to warn people, if you're going to buy your Addies in Europe, you might be missing a needle tip. But you can.
Good to know.
It's about $14 in the U.S. to buy
one tip,
one set of tips, and I mean it's kind of about the same price as it would be to buy a whole set of circulars.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But even if you add that on to what I paid by buying them in Europe, I still saved like 60 or 70 bucks. So it's still worth it. Still worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, baubles and bling.
I've got nothing. Hopefully, maybe a little bit next week because we're going. But
yeah.
I've got nothing.
I got nothing this week either. You know, but I did bring something that I got last week that I forgot to show you.
It's pretty.
Shawls are really popular in Germany, at least. They had them. A lot of people were wearing them around their necks. This is just like a rayon shawlette.
It's pretty.
This lace edging was on a lot of people's shawls that I saw, and it was young people and older people. And it's got some embroidery on it, and it's just like a rayon, shiny rayon shawl.
I like it, though. It's pretty.
I thought it was really pretty. It can wrap around, and it's nice that way.
Imagine. Well, you don't blend that well. Blend that much into my wall.
I blend a lot into the wall, though. See, look, it's like I'm invisible.
Not quite. But yeah, not far off.
Like
either.
I'm invisible.
Not far off.
I got one for my daughter, too, that was pink. Just for fun and because it's like a nice light summer wrap. And,
well, you know, if you guys ever go somewhere that you need to dress up, that'll look cute.
You know, I think it's pretty. And she's been wearing hers to school every day. She wears it around her neck like a scarf. And it looks really cute. So, yeah, this is another. It was like, I don't know, €4. It wasn't that expensive. And it was just a little pickup thing. And Sheila gave me this notepad. It has a D on it for my last name.
And mine.
And Sheila's last name.
I'm cheap like that because I got a pack of two.
It's almost like we are related.
I got a pack of two. Yep. Oh, I was going to say mine's my married name, but so is yours.
So is mine. I know.
But
seriously.
It's because I'm cheap. I got a pack of two and I gave her one.
Hey,
anyway.
I'm appreciative. That was my baubles and bling. But I did have a little Etsy accident last night. It started out by clicking. It started out by clicking around on Ravelry and I clicked on an ad, and then I started looking on Etsy for one thing, and then that led to me looking on Etsy for something else, and then I bought something. But I will show it to you. I actually emailed the store owner and told her that I was going to show it on the show, so she can watch and see us talking about it. But that's it. And gossip and innuendo.
The only gossip and innuendo is we're going to the Mass Sheep and Wool Festival in Cummington, Mass.
Yes.
We're, I guess, going to be taking a stop at Webb's on the way, or on the way back, or whatever.
On the way back, probably.
Okay. And we're going with our friend Diane, also known as
Diane and Oz. Yes, we have to talk
apparently
afterwards.
Wendy's driving.
Yay!
Because really, my car, when I say it's held down by duct tape, I mean it literally.
It's held up by duct tape. No, we're not taking your car. Now, I'm going to drive. And I'm mostly driving because, number one, I'm a control freak. And number two, I want to sit in the front.
That's fine. That's all right.
And Diane's coming, and she doesn't know this yet, but she's going to be our cameraman. Camera woman.
We'll just take turns, one going up on the front on the way up, and one going up on the front on the way back. Hopefully.
You guys can fight for the other seat.
We are planning on meeting up with Melissa and Sean of His and Hers. I briefly mentioned that to her.
And if anybody's coming to Mass Sheep and Wool, we'll be there.
We'll be there. It's a small location.
You know what we look like. Yeah, it's not big. You
just
would probably
tell us that you watch us.
Yeah.
You know, so we know who we're talking to.
We're not afraid of you.
Yeah.
No, sir. Or if you want to schedule a meetup, go to the group and tell us where you want to meet
PM
up.
us on Ravelry. Yeah. PM us on Plurk.
It'd be fun to meet people. Because, like we always say, you can see us all the time and we never can see you. So it's kind of fun to see people.
And maybe we'll bring some baubles and blings back.
I don't want to spend too much, but I have some cash because some of the wool knives that I bought was for people who paid me back, so I have like $60 laying around that I could maybe buy something with.
I might be raiding my kids' piggy bank.
Lily found $5 in the parking lot yesterday. I could steal that.
I'm only teasing. I usually have to borrow money from my son because he's got cash. I don't carry cash. But other than that, you can find us on the blog. If you're watching this on iTunes, we thank you. If you're a new viewer, welcome. And sorry we didn't say hi earlier.
And if you're on iTunes,
a continuing viewer, thanks for coming back.
And if you're on iTunes for our show or for anybody who does an iTunes show, be sure to leave a star rating at least. A comment if you have a comment. It doesn't matter if we're not saying 5 stars, whatever you fairly rate it.
If you have some criticism, we'll take it.
Right. But it helps every podcaster out there to have star ratings on iTunes. And my whole theme is that I want the knitting shows to overtake the hobbies page.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want the top 50 shows and the iTunes page to be all knitting.
Yeah, that's reaching it
That's
a little
my
too
goal.
far.
Let's get rid of the woodworking.
So if you're watching us on iTunes, our blog is knit1heart2too.blogspot.com. We can be reached via Gmail at knit1heart2too@gmail.com, and I do check it, if not every day, every other day out. We're on Plurk as knit1heart2. We share an account.
And we're on, did you do Blogspot?
I did do Blogspot.
We're on Blogspot.
I said that.
Did you? I wasn't paying attention.
That was the first thing I said. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
I think that's it. I'm Sheila D37 on Ravelry. She's Penny Winnie on Ravelry. And we do have a group. Come and join us. We've been talking. We have a thread for Wendy's Knit Along. We really want to see you guys, or you guys, sorry about that.
Y'all.
Your projects. So show us your pictures.
Please
show us yours.
I swear I am going to show some pictures on there too. I just haven't taken any pictures since I got back.
Well, the question is they see that? How many pictures do they need to see?
I feel kind of bad, you know.
But we really, it's your group as much as it is ours. Be free to start your own thread.
And if you leave a comment on Blogspot, it doesn't notify you if we comment back, but we try to comment back on everything.
If it's not her, it's me. If it's,
one of us will comment. So,
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Knit with Heart.
Knit with Heart.
Bye.
Bye.